Hi, welcome to Talking Trash and Tacos with Jessica and
Sarah, we're about to be famous.
maybe not. Okay, so today we're talking about a man whose name alone causes immediate confusion because when someone says Wade Wilson, you expect sarcasm, swords, and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, not a shirtless Marvel anti-hero. This is the Timu version of Deadpool. Zero charm, all felonies.
And here's the part that messes with people because if you look him up without context, you might think he's a model or a stripper or somebody who definitely should not be on death row. But you have to find the early pictures because now he looks like he's where he belongs.
Yes, that is definitely true. Unfortunately for society, though, the girls loved him. Past tense. Present tense, online, in court, on death row. This man has fans. He still collects money. Jailhouse groupies are alive and well, according to his case. I think it's
Definitely.
changed a little bit, but
Yeah, I think a lot of these crazy chicks came to their senses once he was on death row. They're like, "Oh shit,
they gave him too much money for those cookies.
I know." It said like $10,000. I was like, shit. Like, how can I just get some random person to send me $10,000? That's insane.
Exactly. And if you just go look up his before after, I'm sure they're floating around out there.
Oh
Or
yeah.
watch the documentary.
So this Wade Wilson is a real person born in 1994, Florida. And right out of the gate, red flags, troubled childhood, substance abuse, violent behavior, and a criminal record that starts young and never stops.
Right? Never stops is actually 100% the way it is. We're
Mm-hmm.
talking over 150 criminal records, arrests, violations, escapes, trafficking related charges, domestic violence. Some of these happened after his arrest, even
Mm-hmm.
while already in custody.
Yeah,
So,
some girl totally tried to sneak him in some drugs.
yeah. Yep. And as a professional, we have access to be able to look up some records on people. So I was quite not shocked on what I found because it kind of matched with the
And it was a
documentary.
little confusing though, because when we had to fact check this quite a few times because there's some like erroneous information, even on your professional website and on Google, saying that he had raped a 12-year-old. But I don't know if that's true or not now. It's hard to
But it
say.
shows up on his record. So we're not
Yeah,
sure on that. So don't take any of that information.
that can
We're
be a
just
rabbit hole for another
alleged,
day.
alleged. I'm just saying it's under his name.
Yeah,
Everything else matches. So
it's true.
maybe somebody used his name
Yeah,
and falsified. But if you think it'd be off the record, who knows?
it's so questionable. So, at first, his crimes look like what you'd expect from someone spiraling burglary, theft, drugs, but then the violence escalates and not gradually.
Right? This man didn't just dip a toe into chaos, he cannonballed. Speed, run style, we're talking 157 documented records. And Jess, do you think any of that has to do with his parents letting him know he was being adopted?
Well, that's
Or
what
he
the
was adopted?
yeah, the adopted mother did say that he was fine when he was growing up, and then his biological mom reached out, and they said he kind of just went downhill from there. Like he kind of like his broke. He just broke,
Yeah, they said he literally went psychotic. So
which is scary.
do you
Ugh.
think that can happen though? Like something not thinking you're adopted and then
This cat's butt.
it's okay. He's making me look better.
Whatever. He's over there making fucking biscuits. I
But
hate when cats make biscuits, by the way.
oh, my cat makes biscuits on my pillows all the time and I'm like, why is he humping my pillow? It looks like he's humping it, but he's not. He doesn't even have those parts anymore.
Yeah.
But either way, just crazy to me But obviously he had some record before. So, but was that after he found out he was adopted?
I
He
don't know
turned
what.
into a different
Hmm.
persona once that happened. And
I
I
was
could,
trying to figure out what age, and I'm sure we could kind of dive into that a little bit more if we really want
yeah,
to.
yeah, we'll figure it out. Or go find out and comment if you know the age he was told he was adopted. Was he adult? Was he a teen? We should have had that, but we
That's
don't.
okay. I
Can't
mean,
find it all.
afterthoughts.
Yeah.
So by October of 2019, Wade Wilson's no longer just spiraling. He is intentionally dangerous. Prosecutors later say he was actively looking for people to kill. And let me keep in mind, because I don't think we have this in our notes right now, the day that he killed those two people started out where he had beat up his girlfriend
Yeah.
pretty badly.
He had multiple domestic violence issues, so he obviously had a temper.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And a type. A type
and
that will keep
she,
coming back when they're beaten.
yeah, because that's why the cops were actually looking for him
Yes.
as he was probably committing the murders after he had beat his
Mm-hmm.
so-called girlfriend at the time.
Yes.
So,
So then,
so not a snap, same predator, zero chill. Wait,
nope, I have no idea where you're
okay,
at.
not a snap, not a movement. This was intentional hunting.
Right. So on the day he murdered two women, Christine Melton and Diane Ruiz. Ruiz? I don't know. I'm not Mexican and I don't know the names.
I'm sure neither of those are right.
So within hours of each other, different locations, different circumstances, same offender.
Same day, same predator, and zero chill. Granted, I think, was he on drugs? Do you know?
He was. They
Not that that's an excuse.
No, but he did say that like when he was on drugs, he became like a more violent. He actually says he repeats it. He's like, obviously how I think murder, murder, kill, kill, kill.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, wait, what?
He was talking to his dad, I
Yeah.
think, at that point, telling him how he felt because his dad was questioning some of the horrific details.
Yeah, because at first they couldn't find Diane's body. So then
Actually,
the dad.
you're about to explain who.
Yeah. So on that day, he murdered two women. It was the Christine and Diane. The first victim, Christine, encountered him through a brief interaction that escalated rapidly. They met at a bar, the Buddha Bar, I think. And what began as a conversation turned into a fatal attack inside of her home.
So that's where his looks come into to picture. So he's a big master manipulator. He influenced this woman probably to take him home.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's already in itself terrifying because it shows how quickly things can shift and how calculated. He already knew what he had in mind, but
Yes.
he still kept his calm to be able to convince her to take him to her.
Oh, yeah.
To her house.
Then he it was so bad. So he wrapped her up and, beat her pretty badly and raped both women. The thing is, though, he lied to all of his little girlfriends while he was in jail, and he's like, "I didn't rape those women." And then in court, it all comes out that he did.
So what I find awkward about that situation is he denies the rape part, which I think is not true. But there must be an issue in his mind where murdering is better than raping somebody.
Well, I think he just didn't want the girls to know that especially his girlfriend.
But they would still know he did consensual sex.
He lied to them and
said no sex.
He said no sex, yeah. Oh. So that way he could keep his girls, around.
And get the money in for his commissary and his donuts.
Yeah. So he's definitely a master manipulator. He knows what women want to hear and what they don't.
As soon as you said watch this documentary and I seen a picture of him, I kind of knew what we would be going into.
Yeah. So after killing Christine, he doesn't flee, he doesn't hide, he keeps going.
Yeah, just like he's running errands. Murder, check. Gas station, fill up the cart, check. Let's do a second murder.
Ugh. So he later encountered Diane while she was walking to work. So her house and her work at the it's either like an Elks
Moose Lodge. It was Moose Lodge.
Yeah, it was one of those, and she waitressed there, and then he knows right away that the high school is like across the street, but he says, "Hey, can you get in my car and show me where the school is?" And that's where he drove her to where he murdered her. So he described in court as exceptionally violent and intentional.
Yeah, so this wasn't random. He had known he was going to do this. It wasn't in panic. It was cruel. He literally weaned her in to do this.
Yeah. So evidence showed sexual violence occurred during the crimes, further establishing motive as power and domination rather than impulse.
Which makes this not just murder, but control, humiliation, and complete terror. Could you imagine?
No.
She's so close to home, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That had to be really gut wrenching for her, knowing that everything's so close and she can't get out of the situation. And then what he does to her, it was disgusting. He actually described her body as looking like spaghetti. And then he said, yeah, after I was done with her, she was like a smear.
Yeah, he said he kept running her over and over and over, and she kept moving and she was still alive, and he just kept running her over. Mm-hmm. The way he explained it just made me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, he totally did not care.
I don't understand how he did not have child issues. I really don't.
Yeah,
and
like
he
wasn't
wait to dig further
killing
into
animals or like abusing his little
I just
girlfriends.
Don't see that switching at the moment he found out he was adopted. I feel like there's got to be more.
Like there was something in there already that there people missed. They missed early signs of this
I'm no
crazy.
Psychiatrist or psychologist, but something is going on there.
Yeah, for sure. So afterwards, Wade Wilson is arrested. And this is where things get even more disturbing. Yeah. Hello. You know, recording doesn't work when your husband bothers you.
It's okay.
366591.
Worked out perfect.
Okay. Yeah, now you'll
So now I can just go to my line and I'll know to cut that because I said cut. It like usually picks it up automatically. The first one it won't.
Oh, that's neat.
So, because he doesn't deny it, he doesn't minimize it, he confesses.
Yeah, repeatedly, casually, almost proudly, as if he's recounting something impressive.
Right? Sir, this is not a podcast situation or audition. Nobody asked you.
Yeah. So while awaiting trial, his behavior in jail escalates further. He has assaults on guards, threats, disciplinary reports, and even escape attempts.
Yeah, and he had a tattoo artist in there too.
He did. His face got real loud and crazy real quick.
It did. And that's what I think even brought more women is once he started doing the tattoo.
He even said it. He was like, we are going to get so much attention. We're going to get all the weirdos that are obsessed with the Joker because he did this Joker face with these little slits that looked like they were sewn.
Yeah.
So he knew what he was doing. I mean, this is all a ploy for attention.
Yeah, even the jail was like, we house murders, but this guy is doing too much.
Yeah. Psychological evaluations describe him as impulsive, narcissistic, and aggressive, and entirely lacking empathy. So he craves attention, power, and control, and thrives on notoriety.
Right, which explains why silence is the worst punishment for someone like him.
True. The first thing he asked his dad was like, it was on the news?
Like all excited, like, ooh, I'm famous. And it's sad that it kind of did work for him. Like he's probably not having a worse life in jail.
Yeah, that's true. So at trial, the evidence was overwhelming. DNA, witness testimony, confessions. There's no mystery here.
Right? It was just horror.
So in 2024, Wade Wilson's convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to death. He currently sits on Florida's death row. No execution date has been set yet.
Can you tell me if the crime was in 2019 and it took him until 2024 to get convicted for the crime?
It did because the pandemic happened, right?
Ah, that is right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that kind of like elongated the whole process.
So Florida said, absolutely not. Final boss defeated.
So families of the victims spoke during sentencing about the lives stolen, the futures erased, and Wade Wilson showed no emotion.
Stone-faced. Like Siri when you tell her about trauma.
Yeah, she definitely has no excitement in her voice,
Yeah.
just like him.
Nope.
But he does grin and smile the entire time. Makes you want to punch him in his face.
Right. It's probably when they're talking about him, like in the
Yeah,
parts
about
that
what he
we think
did.
are horrible and that he loves that he did it.
Yeah, it was
Sick.
terrible. Prosecutors concluded he's extremely dangerous with no potential for rehabilitation.
Right? Which is courtroom approved language for do not release this man ever.
Yeah, this wasn't sudden. It wasn't unpredictable. It was a steady escalation of violence ignored by everyone. The warning signs were there. Everyone just left them unchecked. So until two women paid the price.
And the girlfriend at the time that didn't press the charges, because that's what happened, is she called the police for help, but then never wanted to go through, and that happens with so many women.
So she
I've
never
been that
showed up to
woman.
her court case
Yep.
for the abuse
So,
allegation.
and people warned her that he's going to kill somebody if you do not keep him in jail.
Yeah.
And she didn't. So I think she does have a lot
She
of
was
remorse.
really upset. She was crying about
Yeah.
it. She felt terrible. But I mean, also, go fix yourself, girl.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you cannot stay and on top of this, she owns like what did I say it was? A med spa.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what kind of med spa is this? I don't think it's a legit med spa.
Yeah, I think it was probably something different.
But that's just me throwing around allegations that could be totally erroneous.
Yeah, this was not him just snapping. It was a slow boil straight to hell. And like I said, that had been boiling for a long time, I think.
Yeah. And the scariest part is he believed he was smarter than everyone. Don't we all?
Those are the worst ones. And like most men who believe that, he was aggressively wrong, obviously.
Yeah. He was real special,
yeah.
This one. At one point, you'll see, if you look up some of his pictures, his teeth start falling out as he's in prison. And I think he put a piece of foil across his top teeth that looked like a grill. I was literally dying. I was like, oh God, that's where he's going.
He's definitely packed on the pounds. I hear prison will do that to you, but some actually get buff in there. I think I'd be the one to go to the gym and eat, even if you eat crap, as long as you go to the gym.
Yeah, that's what they said. He got so much money for the commissary that he was like buying like ramen and honey buns and all the shit that you shouldn't be eating instead of eating like the food in the cafeteria.
So I guess we'll know one day when he is
so get him out of here. Yeah. Now we're just the tax dollars being wasted, keeping him alive until they kill him, which I just don't understand. It's because they're allowed so many appeals, I think, and you have to wait until you go through all of those before you can actually do it. It's
lots of loopholes on everything in life.
Yeah, I don't like the lengthiness of this for everybody,
especially if somebody admits to their crimes.
Yeah, very blatantly. He's like, yeah, well, I did. Bye, everybody.
Bye.